Hey guys, it's TheChemicist, and today I'm going to show you how to make linked rubber bands. These are, in fact, linked together, no glue, no tape or anything like that. They have not been cut down, they've not been cut into a strip and then glued back together in any way, shape, or form. This is simply a geometry trick that you can accomplish with a rubber band and a pair of scissors, preferably sewing scissors because they are sharper and pointier. But so this is how to make it. First of all, before you go out and buy rubber bands to make it, there are a few things that you need to watch out for. Any rubber bands like this that are very thin along the edges will not work. This is about the right thickness, but anything that is, I'd say, thinner than like a millimeter will not work. You need something a little bit thicker than that. For example, this, which is about 2 millimeters thick. And that's because in order to link the rubber bands together, you actually have to cut down this part right here. Alright, so first of all, what you're going to want to do is open your scissors up just a little bit like this, and it's kind of hard to show on the camera, but what you want to do is poke the scissors into the rubber band in the middle like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this right over here and then show you. So let me do that. Right, just like this. So you see that they are going through the center of the rubber band in two places, and they're very close together, and that's one thing that you want to make sure they are is close together. But the next step is to take one of the one part of the rubber band out from the scissors, make sure that they're still open, and leave the other one in. And then what you're going to do is twist this 180 degrees, so half a turn, and then you're going to put it back in that hole. So you have a twisted piece of rubber band on the scissors, and it'll kind of look like that, like it wants to be flat. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take this, and sorry about my hands being in the way of the camera, and just kind of slide it down, because it's much easier to do when it's further down the scissors. So to about there, and that's fine. But and this is the hardest part of doing it. You're going to pinch this together, and then slowly start cutting. And what that's going to do is force the scissors to kind of, not really cut, but kind of tear through the thin part of the rubber band. And so the slower you do this, the safer it is. And as you see, I got it right there. It did not cut in half, even though my scissors cut all the way. And it forms this kind of spirally type thing. And what this is going to look like from the top is, it might be hard to see on here, so I drew a picture. It's going to look like this, where this is the top part of the rubber band, and then these smaller sections right here are actually going underneath this larger section. And from the side, it should look like that. It should just have a little diagonal line. And basically what this does is it puts a turn in the rubber band, and you see that there is a hole in the middle like that. And so this is going to allow us to have the rubber band twisted when we cut it. Now you're going to do the same thing again at any other point on the rubber band, as long as it is not interfering with this one. So I usually just go maybe an inch down or 3/4 of an inch down, so let me do that really quickly. Okay, so I've done this cut on both parts of the rubber band. You can see one right here, and then the other is right below it on the other side. And so what you're going to have are two cuts that basically form a kind of twisting split down the middle. The two of these are what allow the rubber band to be cut in half, but also have a twist through it, which causes the cut down the middle to separate into two connected rubber bands rather than just two separate ones. So the next step is to just twist it around like this so that you can see the opening in the middle. Get your scissors, and you're going to just start cutting down the center of the rubber band, just as if you were trying to cut it into two. And so you just need to keep doing this until you get to the other part. So right now I have just reached the other cut that we made. And what you want to do is, rather than just keep continuing to cut, you want to open this one up too and continue to cut through that hole. So what I mean by that is continue to cut like you normally would, and then once you reach this opening, you're going to cut through that opening as well. So just like that, and you'll have two twisted sets of rubber bands like that. Alright, and then you're just going to continue all the way around and do the same thing once you reach the other. Alright, so we're at the last one right now. And what I'm going to do is just cut this part right here. And so we get two. And you can see that these rubber bands are linked together inseparably, unless you cut them. But this is a very cool thing to do if you have a pair of scissors and a rubber band lying around, because this is a unique thing because it's, well, obviously something that you don't see very often. And they're quite strong because you've only really divided the thing into half, the edge in half. So if your rubber bands are reasonably thick, then you don't really have to worry about them breaking. But you can see this is what the let me get my camera to focus here. You can see that this is what the cuts look like once they are done. And you can see, if I get this other one right here, that they kind of rest on top of each other. And that is, in simple terms, how it works, is you kind of cut through the middle to create, rather than cutting it so that this side meets up with this side, you cut it so that side meets up with the other side, and that causes them to be linked together. So thank you guys for watching. This is the first video on my channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So have a good day.